Welcome to Yamhill County's annual celebration of National Poetry Month, where we hope to prove that one poem a day won't kill you.
Hi, I'm Emily Grosvenor, and I will be reading a poem from poet Phoebe Newman's collection, Sugar. This one is called Paint and Light. It was inevitable. My grandmother, buying a ticket for the tour of homes that August, tricked herself out in a stylish silk and one of her amazing hats, then getting on the bus with 43 other ladies, all nodding and smiling and fanning hard with a cardboard tour map. It was no coincidence that in the very house, the house belonging to the richest lady in Atlanta, my grandmother saw one of her paintings hanging on the wall in the dining room. Walking carefully across the plastic runner, my grandmother moved closer to the painting, an old one of azaleas, the sunken garden along Ponce de Leon, beautifully done sunlight. The paints have held up, the colors still intense, and the frame is gold-washed and ornate. Standing very still in front of her painting, she waits for someone to join her. Actually waits for the richest lady in Atlanta to come to her and say hello, says how much she loves this particular painting. And then my grandmother would point to the signature in the lower right corner and say, "That's me." Or, remembering some rule of grammar, "That is I." And the richest lady would introduce herself and invite my grandmother into her conservatory for a glass of iced tea, where, sitting in wicker chairs, they would chat for a while about which painters they like, which colors and gardens. Then, the richest lady, Catherine her name might be, or Virginia, would take my grandmother's hand and sincerely invite her to visit again. Later, on the bus to another house, my grandmother will remember the very slight warp in the floor of the conservatory, the smallest evidence of fading in the wallpaper, and that she had noticed a peculiar shaded panic in the richest lady's eyes. She will think of her painting being moved from that famous house into a smaller one, and then into an apartment, and then hung in a single room, in a nephew's or grandchild's home. The painting always carrying with it, inside its brilliant colors, the luxurious fragrance of humus, the priceless scent of lobelia.
What do you like about that?
So apart from the whole tour of homes thing, I think there's some great storytelling going on. I mean, I feel like I am dropped right there in all of those scenes, be they imaginary or whether they actually happened. But it's also a special little moment. I mean, it's about the relationship between an artist and the art that she has created. Most artists don't get the pleasure of seeing the art that they've created within the setting in which it's going to be enjoyed when they're selling it commercially. So I'm kind of feeling that along with her. Like I'm feeling the joy, but also understanding that our need to possess these things is perhaps a little bit misplaced. That we can't take it with us. She's certainly not going to take it with her.